To Connecticut now with some serious allegations. A married gay couple has adopted 9 boys over several years.
But now they're being charged with molesting 2 of those children. They were in court today. Our Brian Brunell with more.
48-year-old George Harasz and 43-year-old Doug Wirth are charged with sexually assaulting 2 of the 9 boys they adopted into their Glastonbury, Connecticut home since 2000. The gay married couple live here with 11 children. 2 of them are blood relatives. Wirth is accused of assaulting 1 child and has been released on $75,000 bond. Harasz is charged with 2 counts. The prosecutor said in court the charges against him are more serious, so he is out on a total of $350,000 bond. Wirth's parents had nothing to say to reporters as they left the courthouse. Friends and family of Harasz, on the other hand, were also there, and they said they think the accusations are false.
From everything I've seen over a decade of time, they're good parents.
So you haven't seen anything that indicates that anything?
No, nothing whatsoever.
Haraz's brother echoed that.
You think your brother and his partner are getting a bad rap?
Yes, I do.
Elaborate.
Because everything is it's a very happy, joyous family.
But Richard Harasz did not want to get into why he thinks these charges have been made.
Because of money. I think it's all because it's money driven.
Can you explain that?
No, I cannot.
But another friend of the couple did. He said some of the boys they adopted went on to college and are doing well. Others didn't and are having problems. He thinks the down and outers want money from Wirth and Harasz.
They're pretty well off, you know. George and Doug are pretty well off. When I heard they wanted money, and they didn't want to give them the money, all of a sudden this came out.
The judge also handed both men 8 protective orders. Now, at this point, we know of charges involving 2 children, but those 8 protective orders would indicate there's more to come. In Manchester, Connecticut, Brian Brunell, NECN.
Our big story this noon, a couple from Glastonbury is due in court following an arrest on charges that 2 men sexually assaulted 2 of their adopted children. Police say this stems from a pair of investigations, one that began back in February and another one from August. Channel 3 Hartford Bureau Chief Len Bestoff is live with our mobile newsroom outside the courthouse now in Manchester with the latest. Len?
Well, Kara, George Harasz and Douglas Wirth were brought here to the courthouse this morning by Glastonbury police, and they are expected to appear before the judge any time now. 48-year-old George Harasz of Glastonbury faces the most serious charges, including first-degree sexual assault in connection with 2 of his adopted children. His partner, 43-year-old Douglas Wirth, has been charged with third-degree sexual assault and risk of injury to a minor. Glastonbury police would only confirm the charges. The Department of Children and Families, though, made the connection that the victims were 2 of the 9 children the couple adopted through the DCF from 3 separate sibling groups between 2001 and 2008. The DCF says as of February of this year, the children were removed from the home, with the commissioner calling the allegations against the couple appalling and shocking. Now, if this couple appears familiar to you, that's because they are dog breeders, several different breeds, in fact, according to a website they have. And that's an area dog breeding operation they have outside of the home, according to their website. Now, information on this case is going to be limited because, of course, this is a sexual assault case, and also it allegedly involves minors. In fact, the affidavits have been ordered sealed for another 14 days. We will be in the courtroom, and we will bring you more information about this in our later newscast. We're live at the mobile newsroom in Manchester. Len Bestoff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Those 9 children was approved by the juvenile and probate courts after input from several different agencies, including the State Department of Children and Families.
But what's very clear tonight is that if the allegations against those 2 men are true, even deeper investigation and supervision is warranted. Our chief Capitol correspondent Mark Davis live from our Hartford newsroom with more on what the state's child advocate is saying about this case. Mark?
Hi, Sonia and Darren. Good evening, everyone, from the Hartford newsroom. What she's saying is that this case exposes not a crack, but a major crevice in Connecticut's child care safety net. Because the 9 adopted special needs children in this home were subsidized adoptions, it's estimated that the state was paying as much as $12,000 per month to their adoptive parents, and that once they were adopted, there is no state supervision of any kind.
What I think should happen is that there should be
a reassessment periodically, a check-in to say, how are things going? Is there anything we can do to help? To be able to support and help these families, and again, to do a reassessment to make sure that the children are getting what they need, that they're protected, that they're safe, I think is critically important.
These two men had first been foster parents, then adoptive parents, for the 3 sets of siblings between 2001 and 2008. The commissioner of the Department of Children and Families says, quote, "Shortly after becoming commissioner, I became aware of what had transpired with this family. We immediately removed the children from the home and fortunately were able to keep them together with their biological siblings," close quote. But that doesn't explain why the two men were granted 3 waivers during the foster care period under 2 previous commissioners, waivers that allowed them to take in so many special needs kids. Jeannie Milstein has been the Connecticut child care advocate for the past 12 years. She has a possible explanation that the agency sometimes just looked the other way.
It is extremely difficult right now to place children in foster care homes because there's a shortage. Clearly, there was a major crevice, not a major break in the safety net, but a major crevice in the safety net. There was a failure to protect these children.
Now, long before this news broke, the new commissioner of the Department of Children and Families, Katz, had already commissioned a complete study of foster care in the state of Connecticut. That study is complete and recommends major changes in foster care. Live from the Hartford Newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.